What's up, everybody? Brandon with Hog City Cycle Works. We've got the 24 Street Glide, and we are going to start doing bars and risers on it. On this setup, I'm going to be doing the Thrashing Supplies kickback plate that's designed for street glides with a 6.5-inch Thrashing Supply pullbacks and their Thrashing Supplies high bend bars. We're really excited to get it. There's not a lot out right now on doing this style of bar setup on the 24 Street Glide as far as that setup goes, so we're really hoping to get into it and show you. I'm just going to go ahead and preface this with saying that if you don't want to cut up your bike, this is not going to be the install for you. If you don't know how to cut up your bike, maybe have somebody help you out. And then once we get the front fairing off, we're going to start kind of going in and seeing what all we need to clean up in there to make it look nice and neat, especially because for us, what I plan on doing is getting rid of this nacelle. And then this section right here, I plan to trim all the way down just to make it all nice and clean. I want to open up the triple trees. I've seen photos of what the triple trees look like from factory. They actually look pretty decent. So I just want to get it all opened up so that way you can see. During this process, I will be most likely removing the cans to open up the front end even more, and then I plan on tightening my neck bearings just a tad. I got a high-speed wobble. Typically whenever I'm 80 plus rolling into a corner, it wants to wobble a little bit, so I'm going to try and tighten up the neck bearings and see if that helps out. Now, that does seem like it is quite a bit of work, and it is. It's not just going to be a simple install. It's not going to be your "hell yeah brother" ape hangers that's going on this. My plans for this bike is to be a pretty mild performance bike. I still want to be able to crush a lot of miles and make it very reliable, but I want to be able to hit the back roads. I live in the Piedmont area, North Carolina, go to the mountains often. I love hitting corners, so that's what this bike's going to be set up for, and we're going to start on that right now. So we need to get the front fairing off. Once I get the front fairing off, like I said, we're going to start taking a look on the inside, what all we can do to clean up and do all that fun stuff, and we'll get to going. Get this outer fairing off is stupid simple. It only takes two tools. All you need is a T25 and a T27. Make sure you throw your tank cover on, and if you got something to put over the front fender in case you drop something, all you do is take your windscreen off, and then once you get the windscreen off, there are a couple bolts that hold the assembly on, and then you need to just, it all snaps off, and then there is one bolt that faces you. Once you get that off, there's two bolts that are underneath it that hold your outer fairing on, and then on the inner fairing there are 6 bolts. Take all those off and then pull the outer fairing off and unplug your headlight assembly, and you will be good to go whenever it comes to taking it off. Stupid simple. Alright, sorry, at some point during that my battery went dead. We have the front fairing completely off right now. One thing that I'm trying to decide currently is this wind deflector right here, as you can see, kind of wraps around. I'm debating on if I want to keep this or just get rid of it. And if I get rid of it, then whenever I go to do the bolts right there, I might have to shim the bolts out just a little bit, which is fine. But I'm debating on just taking this whole bottom piece off, so that way whenever you're looking at the front of the bike, it's just all open and just kind of gives it that lighter look. That's what I'm going after, is just kind of a more sleeker, lighter, performance-based look. Eventually, this is going to have either Allens in the front or Legends. I'm still trying to debate, or maybe even Fox. Up in the air on what I want to do suspension-wise on it. First things first, though, is just getting these bars done. So we're going to open all this up, clean it all up, make it look a little bit better, a little bit less new car feel. I don't like all the plastic and covers and all that stuff. I just like the motorcycle to look as raw as possible. So we're going to be stripping a lot of this stuff off. Now, one thing that they did mention, or mention whenever I say they, one thing I have noticed on these is they're very user-friendly as far as repairs go, maintenance, and doing all your custom work. So I plan to get all this stuff off right now. I'm pretty sure this whole assembly is just going to come off all in one. So we're going to get into it right now and see how that goes. I'm pretty sure all I got to do is just unplug some stuff and just plop it off. Well, as you guys can tell, I now have the whole front end apart on this bike. It was actually really simple. Once I got the outer fairing off, the inner fairing was only 4 bolts, just these main side bolts, and the whole thing came off all as one. There was 2 little side bolts for part of the nacelle cover that I popped off, just so that way whenever I took it off, I could just take it off all as one unit. But yeah, it's pretty much ready to go now. To start going back together, I should have all of my parts here within the next couple hours. There was one part that might be Monday, so if that's the case, then we'll just continue knocking out a lot of stuff. There is one thing that I want to try and figure out, and I'm going to get on Thrasher Supply's website. They actually made a cover for the fork lock assembly. If I look at it and I think that it's going to fit over this fork lock assembly, if it's the same as the Road Glide, then my plans is to order their fork lock assembly cover. I'm going to cover this and leave all of it open. I'm not going to put any of the nacelle back in. I'm not going to put the lower cover back on right here. I'm just going to leave it open and run it like that and see how I like it. I just got to see, making sure I don't have too much flex in my windscreen with that lower piece off. But if that's good, then I plan on just leaving it quite open. But now that I got the front end apart, I'm going to try and go through and clean up a lot of this. I noticed you can kind of hear just noises whenever you go to turn hard left, hard right. A lot of it was these covers, or these little pieces right here. So I plan to clean up all these, strip all this stuff down, and just make it look a whole lot better than what it does. And we'll start working through that. Once I get all the parts here, I'll get my bars stripped off and move forward with that. But yeah, let's just start cleaning all this up, try and figuring out which way I want to go about doing stuff. I'm going to get online here in just a minute and look that up as far as the Thrasher Supplies goes. But to be honest with you, these factory triple clamps don't look bad. They actually look pretty good compared to some of the previous models. So we'll probably leave that on. I'm going to have to strip the front brakes off here in a minute, and front wheel, all that sort of stuff, so that way I can drop my fork legs out so I can take these cans off to open up the front end some more. Pretty excited on it. I'll get back with you here in just a little bit. All right, well, I got all of the white tags off of most of these wire looms. Went ahead and took off the controls. I will say the controls on these 100 times easier than older models, especially on the right side for your throttle. There's no more of trying to fish out the throttle position sensor, because it's actually built into the grip. And then the grip on this whole control assembly has a throttle position sensor built into it for you to do it. So you just pop this off and then everything's ready to come out now. I am about to pull the bars off, and then I'm going to pull all the wire looms off. Once I pull the bars off and I pull the wire loom off, I'm actually going to take all of this shiny plastic crap that's on there, and we're going to put some better wire loom on it. It's going to make it look a whole lot better, especially since the wires are only going to be coming through the bars a little bit, and then it's going to be showing a lot. I want all the wire looms to look good whenever they come out. So we're going to be pulling all this stuff off to make it more presentable. But let's get into it. And just like that, bop, 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 factory bars are off. Now, Pulling cable has actually gotten so much simpler compared to what it used to be. Like I said, especially on the right side over here, there is no more of trying to pull the throttle position out with all the other ones. All these wires are, it's called CAN communication, so there's hardly any wires that actually run through it. So when you pull it, you just barely have to pull anything out. You just kind of walk them, push in a little bit, pull in, push, pull, push, pull. These are going to be good to reuse, especially to put in the trash because they are garbage. All right, for the most part, we're kind of at a standstill with this thing. FedEx really sucks, especially in my area. They shipping all the time. So we are delayed until Monday before I can get any parts in, and I'm hoping that they just show up Monday. With that being said, we're kind of at a standstill. I might just go through and kind of clean some stuff up and get the rest of this ready. No real major work, but we'll start messing with that next. Hopefully I get these parts in on Monday and we can get this thing rolling. Thank you guys for following along in this little tutorial we got going on, or this build. Hopefully by the next video I should have all the parts, so that way we can start going back together with this, or at least mocking it up, figuring out what needs to be cut, removed, and all that fun stuff. Catch you on the next one. Like, share, subscribe, all that fancy crap. And if you guys have a motorcycle and you want to do a job like this, but you're kind of nervous about doing it, feel free to reach out to us at Hog City Cycle Works. That's our website. You can email us however you want to get a hold of us, and we'd love to help you out. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you guys. Have a good day.